I'm William Kumwembe with Business Time. It is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. And coming up in the program today, we speak with Minister of Finance Simplex Chicholabanda on main take from the African Development Bank annual meetings held in Kenya last week. And also in the program, architects move to sanitize the construction sector. We speak to players. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. In our main story in the program today, last week, Minister of Finance Simplex Chicholabanda led a Malawian delegation to the African Development Bank annual meetings in Kenya. The meetings provided a unique opportunity for knowledge dissemination among high-level decision makers in Africa. Key officials and bilateral and multilateral development agencies, leading academic and representatives of non-government organizations, civil society, and the private sector were in attendance. At the Indawa, the regional leaders issued its economic outlook, where it says Malawi is likely to grow by 3.5% in 2024. Our reporter Wes Gausi was there and caught up with Chicholabanda in this interview.
We are here because we have the annual meeting for Africa Development Bank. So, as a country, we are a member of the bank. And in that virtue, definitely the finance minister is actually the governor of the bank. So he's a governor, but also alternate governor who is the ST. We always come to attend to annual meetings of this particular bank. But I wanted to take an opportunity of saying one of the reasons why we are here is because as a country we benefit a lot from Africa Development Bank. You remember that recently, some few days ago, the very bank, during their board meeting, they approved $23 million as budget support, focusing on agricultural sector to improve and increase agricultural productivity. So we are also here to express the gratitude and thanks in the words of appreciation from Malawi government. But above all, as a governor, I am also a chairperson to some of the standing committees of the bank. So we are here to continue the deliberations and negotiations on issues that matter in our country as far as African Development Bank is concerned. Yeah, as you're aware, Malawi plus many other countries, and in the southern part of Africa, Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe have been hit by natural disasters, El Nino for instance. So we are here to discuss on the possibility of having financing and some facilities that can actually address effects of natural disasters. We are also here to discuss on issues to do with water and sanitation, as you are quite aware that we also benefit from the same. But in our constituency meetings, we are also discussing about the efficacy, efficiency, and flexibility of the bank to addressing emerging issues, so that when an issue emerges, it should not take more time before it is addressed. Remember, we have the country rep for African Development Bank in Malawi. Their presence matters most in a way that they are able even to monitor all the facilities that are supported by the bank and then report back here. So when we come here, firstly, we go through reports to assess the progress but also the challenges. And then secondly, we also discuss about projects in the pipeline in all those areas, but also at the same time, it provides an opportunity and a platform for us to share with them what we believe are the bank of projects and initiatives that we want the bank to actually support Malawi. In the water sector, we are now pushing, that we are also pushing the ADF which Malawi and Zambia are the beneficiaries. Like today at around 12:30, we'll be meeting. And what we are saying is we are one of the countries that whose GDP is actually low. So there are some facilities that are tailor-made to responding to countries like us and Zambia. So issues to do with energy, issues to do with water, issues to do with agriculture are some of the issues that will actually take a center stage in our discussion here. We are expecting that, number one, the African Development Bank will continue supporting Malawi, but also increase the allocation. As you are quite aware, that we still have issues that require financial attention. We are also expecting that they will actually focus on providing technical support and assistance, but we also build our capacity in areas of energy, water and sanitation, but also in the area of agriculture. We are also expecting that we are going to widen and improve the networking between the member states in the African Development Bank family. So we are expecting quite a lot from here. I'll be meeting the president of the African Development Bank and the top leadership here to present our case. Malawi has perpetually been hit by natural disasters, the El Nino, Kumwembe, Cyclone Anna and Fred, but also many other issues that we think if we can, make a very good presentation to the African Development Bank, we might have some of them being supported.
The test and quality of infrastructure in the country continues to attract mixed views, with experts now calling for standardization of the entire value chain. Corruption during bidding and tendering processes for public projects, lack of capacity among some contractors and consultants, and a quest for cheap labor are singled out among the contributing factors to poor workmanship in the country's construction industry. This was the general feeling at the 4th-day Malawi Institute of Architects annual general meeting in Lilongwe last week. And delivering a keynote address at the Indawa, National Construction Industry Council Chief Executive Officer Gerard Konje lamented the infrastructure funding gap in the country, seen at over $332 million per year, according to recent figures.
Corruption during bidding and tendering processes for public projects and lack of capacity among some contractors and consultants were singled out among contributing factors to poor workmanship in the country's construction industry. This was general feeling at the start of the 4-day Malawi Institute of Architects annual general meeting in Lilongwe. Speakers and industry players took turns in lamenting low quality and poor workmanship in some of the country's buildings and other infrastructures. In his keynote address, NCIC Chief Executive Officer Gerard Konje said the institute already developed infrastructure delivery management standards to safeguard quality.
We have developed the Malawi infrastructure delivery management standards. These standards stipulate what needs to happen and who needs to be involved at every stage of the infrastructure value chain. From the time you are conceiving a project to how you budget for it, because the budget has also to speak to the quality that you want.
Mayor President Kumbuchira also lamented political interference in public projects as one of the key challenges. He said the country should leave technocrats to do what they do best.
We have also seen that people just wake up in the morning and call themselves architects when they are not. So we also want to get to a point where we can sanitize, we can police the industry and see that only those that are registered can practice.
Recent figures show that Malawi has annual infrastructure funding deficit of over $332 million.
Remember, this is Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Bakresa Malawi Limited, a subsidiary of Tanzanian-based conglomerate Bakresa Group, is setting up a $100 million cooking oil manufacturing plant in Blantyre. The investment would be a boost to Malawi's efforts to spur economic activity with a guarantee of employment and ready market for oilseeds such as soya and composition on the cooking oil retail market. This week, the firm hosted senior management from its parent company in Tanzania to appreciate business strides in the country. Among other things, the group commits to enhance investment.
Malawi has been a country that we have been valuing a lot in terms of our investments. As you've seen, we've very much been reinvesting in the country. We started out as a flour milling industry, but we have ventured into media business, we are into farming, and now we're into this cooking oil project. So if you look at it, it's our ambition to reinvest whenever we can into Malawi, as we believe that Malawi has a lot of potential in the future. It is a challenging environment. I mean, we do see it once in a while, but we are very much hopeful that the country will still improve and grow. And this belief that we have in Malawi is because Malawians will demand change of improvement in their growth. They will want to improve the private sector. And the government is already supporting us through the private sector in terms of our cooking oil project. So we are very much happy that this cooking oil project will be one of the projects that will spearhead the industry, will make the farmers in Malawi to grow more soybeans and other oilseeds. And maybe groom for exports. So there's a huge potential to create employment into the country, to get more foreign reserves into the country. So there's huge potential for Malawi to grow, and we're happy that the government is supporting us, and through the private sector, we believe that's the engine of growth for any economy. So this is a 500 tons per day crushing plant with a refinery of 100 tons per day. We are looking at an investment of over $100 million in the facility. And we expect to start production around the next 4 to 5 months. Oh, for sure. I mean, from this crushing unit, you're going to be producing the cake. So that's a major product. It's actually the main product from this facility that will be catering for the local market, of course, but it has a lot of potential for export. There is a huge value chain benefit across the economy. I mean, the farmers are going to be getting more realization on their proceeds, I mean, from their produce. Then it's upon us. We're going to be buying from the farmers. We're going to be producing the oil for the local market. We'll be producing the cake for the local feed manufacturers. But at the same time, we're going to be having excess, which we'll be exporting to other countries, which will be bringing foreign currency into the country. At the same time, you have employment that you're going to be generating from our facility. We're looking at over 500 people in this plant, but at the same time, the industry as a whole will benefit, because you're going to have a lot more players into the economy. So, and the way we're going is protein is becoming a very important item in the world, and Malawi needs to be braced for that change and to benefit from that change, to be more protein-based producers and value addition. So we are basically value adding here, rather than simply just selling the soybeans to other countries outside. So we need those investments in this country. So beyond this, I mean, you need more feed producers. You need to have more slaughterhouses. You need to be maybe in the end you'll be exporting meat out of Malawi and other produce. So this is more where the government needs to get involved. I think the government needs to help the farmers in terms of more on inputs, on ways of getting better yields. If the farmers will be able to produce the crop in a cheaper way with a higher yields, this will improve their income, at the same time improve the competitiveness in terms of how to compete with the rest of the world. Because what we want is basically to produce soybeans or other oilseeds at the most cost-effective way in the country. So if the farmers are enabled, there is more mechanized farming. There's always good agricultural practices that's going to be done. So more education needs to be done on the ground. Once that is done, I think the country is primed for it, and I think it's the future. I think Malawi needs to look at oilseeds, protein, all those aspects for export, and I think the country will benefit in a big way.
Now, in other business news, the Minister of Trade says the country still has a wide chance to make most of the AGOA window. Minister of Industry and Trade, Kumwembe, says Malawi has to enhance production of crops like cotton for export in the United States for the AGOA window. He speaks in this interview with our journalist from Zuzu, Feston Malekezo.
So AGOA will be revised. Trade ministers in the whole entire Africa, especially those that are AGOA eligible, we've sat down, we have finalized negotiations. One sticky issue that's remaining is the extent to which it gets extended, because the argument from AGOA eligible countries is that the extension should be a minimum of 20 years, so that it gives some predictability, so that people can plan around. But in terms of extending AGOA, for all African countries that are eligible, that is assured, and our colleagues in America have made commitments, and AGOA will be extended. It's just a question of, should it be extended for 10 years or should it be extended for 20 years? Our position as Africa is it should be extended for 20 years, and we hope we'll get traction on that. As you know that AGOA, most of the stuff that we've been doing are agricultural products, but we've also been sending apparel. And our cotton value chain sort of declined over the years. And with the Shire Valley transformation, we are targeting cotton as one of the crops to revive the apparel and clothing industry, which was really getting its market from the AGOA. And we believe that the more we revise these value chains, the more we'll benefit from AGOA. And the more we do a lot of production in agricultural products. For example, avocado pears are selling a lot in the US for good value. And countries like South Africa, Kenya, they're doing a lot in exporting avocado pears under AGOA. And we believe we can persuade our farmers to also diversify into stuff like avocado pears and stuff, which are also selling very well under AGOA.
Well, that story also brings us to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. Thank you for watching, but always remember, if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.